Okay, today we are doing a palette collection slash declutter. I don't, I'm not doing a savage declutter of my palettes, so don't expect to see that. And a couple of things, I have these on here to keep me in frame today. So I know my last few videos I've been out of frame, so I'm trying to rectify that by keeping these on here. And if you don't see a palette, I don't know how many parts this is going to be in. So if you don't see a palette that you've seen me try before or that you've seen me show before, that's because it's either I haven't officially put it in my collection or it was part of Erin's collection. So, okay. I have so many. So this could be 3 parts. This could be 2 parts. This could be 3 parts. This could be 4 parts. So let's just get started. Okay. The first palette that I am keeping, definitely, is my Wonder Beauty Wanderess Escape palette. And this is what she looks like right here. And she is very pretty. I'm definitely keeping that one. This is an old one I've had for a while. I got it from a BoxyCharm. This is the Viseart. There's a hair on it. It's like the Viseart matte, neutral matte eyeshadow palette. And I don't mind having an all matte palette because I can use my wonderful highlighters for a shimmer. And I like that color right there. So I am definitely going to keep this one. This one is my Ace Beauté Oceanic palette. Really love this one once I finally got to use it. It's a very beautiful palette. This is their old formula, but I didn't have any problem using their old formula. So definitely keeping that one. This is the Ace Beauté Flare palette, one of my favorites. Again, I love this palette a lot. So can use it lots of ways. So definitely keeping that one. Definitely keeping my Hip Dot Zion palette. It's just really pretty. When I want oranges, when I want some dark pinks, I can use this one. Pull it out, so liking that one. Here's one I don't know about. I am not the biggest fan of Beauty Bakery's formula, but I think I'm going to keep this one anyway. Like I said, it is not a savage declutter that I'm going through. I just want to take inventory of my palettes, really. So this is the Ulta X Harry Potter collection. I got the Gryffindor one. It's a pretty good palette. I like it. I liked the color stories they had. So I'm going to keep that one. Another Ace Beauté palette. This was my first Ace Beauté palette. Was the vintage palette. Not my favorite one, but I still like it a lot. I'm still going to keep it because I like all the Ace Beauté palettes. So definitely keeping that one. Another one of my favorite palettes, even though it's broken, is the Wet n Wild Coffee Cat palette. Am I staying in frame? I hope so. Yeah, this is a favorite fall palette of mine. Lots of warm colors and such. I like this palette a lot. The Miami Nights palette, even though I didn't get along well with this palette, I'm still going to keep it and work with it. So, yeah, not giving up on this one. This is my Lethal is Dead, the collaboration between Lethal Cosmetics and Teresa is Dead. I always have trouble opening it. Yeah, definitely keeping this one. I really like using this one. Lethal has one of my favorite formulas. They blend together so well and so easily. I want to get more from Lethal, but we'll have to see about that. This is the only palette I have from Menagerie. It is their Feral palette, and another good, really good palette, even though some of their shades do tend to stain the eyelids, but I've gotten a couple of really good looks out of this one, so definitely keeping that one. Let's get into some Natasha Denona. Now these are her minis, and these are, I don't know what you call these, but I don't think these are as great of quality as these and her midi palettes that I have. This one is the Coral palette. I don't really love this one, but I'm keeping it because I collect Natasha Denona, but it's not my favorite, but I'm keeping it. This I actually got in a BoxyCharm. It is the Peak palette. This is the first Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette I ever got, and like I said, it's okay, but you know, I'm gonna keep it. And this is her Ayana palette. I think I got this from BoxyCharm as well. I think out of the three, I like this one the best, so keeping that one. And here are all the mini palettes that I have. This one is the Mini Biba, which I like a lot. This one is the Mini Metropolis, which I really like as well. I really love that green. This is the Mini Xenon, which I like. I like them all. And this is the Mini Nude, which I think is probably my favorite one, even though it only has 2 mattes in it. But I like being able to pick out which shimmer you can use. Okay, here's some ColourPop. This is my Thumper palette. I really like this palette a lot, even though there's only 2 mattes. I love this green right here. I like this color. I just like everything about it. So definitely keeping that one. Here's another Ace Beauté. This is the Nostalgia palette. Again, gives you staining on the eyes, but I love these summer kind of colors. And if you want a colorful look, just come to this palette and it'll be there for you. And I just love this palette. Definitely keeping that palette. Here is the first Nomad palette I bought. This is Fire and Ice. And yeah, I still have not used this palette. But I definitely want to. And yeah, great color story. I like that. So I am definitely keeping that. This is the Artist Couture Caliente palette. When I first got this, I didn't think that I was going to like it as much as I did, but I really like it a lot. So I am definitely keeping this. I got it in a BoxyCharm. Here's the Huda Mercury Retrograde. This is definitely going nowhere because it is my only Huda palette and I just am obsessed with it right now. So yeah, I'm keeping this one, definitely. Let's do some mini palettes. yeah, here's another Natasha Denona, the Mini Crush. Another one that I really like, so I'm keeping that. Oh, this is from ColourPop. It is the Cream Soda palette. Definitely keeping that one. That's a new one to my collection. This has some glitter in it. I noticed when I used it the other day. It's not glitter shadow, but it definitely has some micro glitters in it. So, but I still like it. These I got in like Ipsy bags and stuff like that. This is the Oriza Golden Hour Shimmer Eyeshadow. I like having these around to make easy. They're just easy to make looks. And this is the Sophie Maybelle Cleopatra palette, the Estate palette, the Estate Peach Punch palette, the Basic Beauty Hot Cocoa Bomb. It kind of look like the Oriza palette. Dream So Big by Real Her. And Lower East Side by City Chic. I like having, like I said, I like having these around just for easy eye looks. Okay, here's the first declutter. It is the Chic Glam Gifted Gemini palette. I just did not like the way this performed, so I am going to declutter that one. Another declutter is this ColourPop Nude Mood. I have the Going Coconuts palette, and I like it a lot more, so I am going to declutter this one instead. This one I had in the retirement home, but I am bringing it out, and I am going to keep this one because I decided I really liked it. This is the Violet Voss Olive You Forever, so I am going to actually keep this one. Another declutter is the Ciate London New England, the Editor palette, New England. This color story just leaves me kind of lost. I don't know. I don't know how to make a eye look with this color story. It just confuses me. So I don't like to be confused. So getting rid of that. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look of Love in a palette. Pretty Blushed Beauty. This was like in the light. And I like the shadows that it has, the highlighter, the bronzer, the cheek. The powders are a little too dark for me, but I really like this. I think Erin got it for me last Valentine's Day, so I'm definitely keeping that. This is another declutter. This is from Butter London. It's the Teddy Boy palette. Very chalky. I love the color story, but just very patchy and very chalky. I don't like it at all. So I'm decluttering that. Y'all know I like the Nomad Whistler Snow Lodge. Great blues on that. I plan on using it again soon. And yeah, definitely keeping the Nomad Winter Snow Lodge palette. Oh, here's another mini palette. It's the Element, Illuminate, and Amalfi. Just a really quick look. This is NYX Glitter Golds. I used this for in a collaboration, but I don't think I'm going to be using it again. I just don't use glitter that much. I use this in that same collaboration, but I think I'm going to keep this. This is the NYX Ultimate Edit Petite Palette. I thought it had another name. Yeah, it's the Ultimate Utopia. I'm going to keep this palette because I like the color story in it. And NYX has a pretty good formula. This I'm getting rid of. It is from She Glam. It is the Chromosome. I just did not like how this performed at all. So that's going to be a no from me. Another thing I'm getting rid of is the e.l.f. J. Kissa To The Rescue palette. I got this because I wanted a rainbow palette, but it's just not good. And I just need to come to terms with that. And I kept this around for a long time, thinking that I was going to use it, but I never did. The purples were really good, the yellows were really good, but the greens were bad, and the reds were bad. And yeah, it just overall wasn't a very good palette. I've got the Nomad Cartagena Magica, whatever you want to call it. And I haven't used this yet, but I really want to. This is one of my newer palettes. And I just love the colors in this. Maybe for a spring or summer look. Something like that. Definitely keeping that. This I'm getting rid of. It's the Essence Dancing Green eyeshadow palette. I could not get this to blend right. I didn't like the green in here or the brown. Those kind of shimmers just kind of looked muddy. I'm sure there were other Essence palettes in this same series that were good, but the one I tried wasn't very good. And another thing I'm going to declutter is this Ulta Beauty. It's just an 8-piece eyeshadow palette that I got a couple of Christmases ago as a free gift. Nothing wrong with it. It worked pretty well. I like the Ulta formula, eyeshadow formula. It's just I have so many things like it. So, gonna get rid of that. And another thing I'm gonna get rid of is this Fenty Beauty Snap palette in the wine color. Oh, I am not surprised that happened. This is I'm not a fan of the Fenty eyeshadow formula. It's very patchy. It doesn't blend well. So I'm going to get rid of this. I like the color story on it, but no, I'm not going to do that. Okay. These are the palettes I'm getting rid of today. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 palettes. And I'll put the number up here of the palettes that I'm keeping today. And keep that number handy so that I can keep a running total of my palettes, because I really want to know how many palettes I have. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. There will be a part 2, possibly a part 3 of this, because I have so many palettes. And yeah, have a wonderful day today, and we will see you next time, okay? Alright, goodbye.